Yo, what's good? It's your boy Lo, man. We are back for another episode of The World According to Lo. That's right, man. We are back. I'm so excited. Man, I can't wait to get into episode tonight. 82, baby. We are here. Episode 82. And, man, I'm going to get right into it. I know I'm starting a little bit later than I normally do, but that is because I remain consistent. I went to the gym. I was doing my thing in there, and I'm not going to hold you, man. The gym got your boy really just in there. And, you know, the more I lose weight, the more in shape I get, the more of a challenge it is, because my body is looking to have more resistance, to have more challenges as we burn off fat. And that's another thing, but I'm gonna get into that, man. And if you don't know, I actually started my challenge this year where I am losing weight. I am getting in the best shape of my life that I've been in since high school. So it is very interesting how things in progress works. So if you're watching this, then you're going to get to see a little clip of that. And I hope that it motivates you, because I was starting out this year in January 1st, we started. And after that, right, from January 1st to what's today's date? The 20, let me look in here. Today's the 27th of March. So almost a complete 3 months. And I'm down 6 inches in my waist. I'm losing in my chest, in my face, and all kind of good things. But I feel good. That's the biggest thing. I feel good, and I'm feeling better. And I want to give you a little glimpse into this. And if you are listening, I appreciate you listening. Just bear with me as we do two things at once.
One thing I can give you is a speech. What I can't give you is heart. I can't infuse that dog in you. But you're going to have it if you're going to win in this league. If you're going to be a champion in this league, you're going to have that dog. You're going to have to play hurt. You're going to have to play when you don't feel, when stuff is going on, and that's what you missing. Y'all coming close, but to get to the next level, you can't be a lion, which means you look like you the king of the jungle. You fight like you the king of the jungle.
Now, that was E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher that you were listening to as you were watching my montage of the journey. And it's not ironic that tonight's episode is going to be all about the man you just heard. Now, E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher is a long-standing motivational speaker. He is someone that I have held in the highest regards because he practices what he preaches. Now, before we get into my interaction with him this weekend, I want to go ahead and intro the pod properly so that we can get this conversation going. So let's get it. Come on, clap with your boy. So act like you already know, and it goes, hey, it's the world according to Lo. So let's sit and grow. It's gonna be a good show. Welcome to another episode of The World According to Lo. It's your boy Lo here, man. If you do not know who I am, my name is Aloysius Ballard. I am an award-winning cinematographer, creative director, creative at heart in marketing, communications, live stream production, media production, content, Those are my things. I have been gifted to help people create for their brands, for their businesses, not just in the physical sense, because a lot of times people only master the physical skill sets. Now, what makes me unique, it makes me different, is the way I was born, the way I was raised. My mother used to spend a lot of time with me, praying over me. And if you don't believe in prayer, that's cool too. But my mom used to do a lot of things in manifesting the things that I do today. And there is very little that I cannot set my mind to do that I do not have the ability to do and accomplish. And for that, it allows me to help people create things and manifest and produce things that are just impactful, amazing, and hard to look away from. So because of that, I wanted to come and share my experiences, share my journey with you. And here we are with the world according to Lo. Now, today is episode 82. We are slowly making our way to 100. I need your help. Tell me exactly what you think I should do to celebrate episode 100. Now, I want to get into today's topic because, man, shout out to my homegirl, my partner in crime, Tanya Boyd Cannon, out of New Orleans, amazing artist, amazing creator. She called me. She said, bro, listen, I got an opportunity that I think you're going to want to be at. I need you to see if you're available. She works a lot with a amazing bookstore. If you're ever, listen to me, and I want to make sure, let me make sure I'm in the mic on this. If you are ever in New Orleans and you got time to kill, or you are going to the city, make time to go by Baldwin and Company bookstore. It's more than a bookstore. They got like lounge. They got a outdoor cafe part. Like, this place is so dynamic and eclectic. Like, I was blown away at the excellence and the beauty. They have a podcast studio in there that's beautiful. And I mean, it's just a whole vibe. So if you're looking for a dope place to get coffee, to find amazing Black authors in general, the bookstore is incredible. Now, Tanya told me she works with them. She does a lot of things with them. And she was like, they have a book signing with E.T., the hip hop preacher, and his new book, You, but he's not coming by himself. Guess who was with him? Now, if you are someone who is a seeker of knowledge, is a seeker of being well-rounded in totality, then you probably heard of this guy's name. He is unorthodox, but he is so effective. His name is Wall Street Trapper, a brother who is from the city of New Orleans, whose story and testimony is unlike many you will ever hear. Leon is someone that comes with that New Orleans grit and swagger, and he makes learning financing and investing very practical and candid, man. If you haven't checked him out, please do so. Now, if you know me, then you know that I rarely go anywhere where I do not make an impact and I do not add value. I show up to the scene. Shout out to my boy and my photographer, Johnny Jones, who was with me. Johnny, we got there. I scooped Johnny up from the crib. We got over to the bookstore and we got in to do our thing. Incredible staff. Shout out to Lynn. Shout out to Brittany. Shout out to DJ, the owner, and all of the wonderful people we met. There were some amazing creatives and other videographers and photographers there. And it was just a great time all around, man. And, you know, I've had the privilege of being around some big name people. So celebrities don't necessarily make me starstruck. I always look at people with a sense of, what are you going to impart in me, or how can you regardless of where you are in life. How do you make me better, or what can I learn from you? It was a little bit different with ET. I ended up meeting, so we were sitting there. If you know me, I'm very regimented when it comes to my production. So I like to make sure I'm prepared. I like to get there early. I don't like rushing. I like to sit in a place. And if you're a videographer, or if you're a photographer and you're like, Lo, I want to make sure I'm increasing and growing in my craft, I can only speak for me. What allows me to tap in is being present and connecting with the atmosphere of a place. Sometimes I go to a place and the atmosphere isn't very conducive for creativity. And sometimes I have to help change that. But in this sense, Baldwin and Company, man, it was such an amazing location. Like, in the part that they were receiving their guests, and it was like more of the access only, where we could store our things, and ET and the team and all those people, the VIP, would be hanging. There was like low light. There was candles lit everywhere. Like, it smelled amazing. So there wasn't not much for us to do other than get our gear together and then just really get into the scope of a creative mindset. Now, we get there, we set up, Johnny jumps up. Johnny's so good. He gets his cameras ready. He's good to go. I have the rig, so I'm doing a little bit more than him, but it's okay. And I get there, so we both get set up, and I go scouting. So a lot of times what I like to do is learn a space when I get there. So I'm looking at all the angles that I could possibly shoot. Where could he, I'm anticipating movements. I was getting with the staff to say, what is the run of show? What is the game plan? What do y'all have planned for our guests today? And I have a uniqueness with my business and my skill set to where I like to integrate with brands and events. So if I'm shooting an event, I don't want you to feel like I'm just the video guy. I'm not just a video guy. I'm a guy that can help solve problems. I'm a guy that comes with tons of experience. I'm a guy that connects with people quickly. So there's things about me that I bring that you cannot get on an invoice, right? So I immediately make relationships with all of the people that I see that are creating. The photographers outside. Chelsea was one. She was working. I introduced her. She and Johnny get to talking. They're taking pictures. We're getting vibes. I'm communicating. Hey man, look, this line is all the way around the block. Let's do this. Let's get these shots. Let's get some establishing shots. You know, they had a cop car out there that was just with the lights on. All these things that if you were not there, you want to see what it was like. And these people were standing in line for over an hour around the block just waiting to get in to see ET and Wall Street Trapper. So I'm like, I can see people with notepads, and Johnny's like, look at them, like they're anticipating going in. So I said, let's grab some interviews. So we grab interviews, and now we're getting in the rhythm. And our guests of honor are not yet there, but I'm already setting the atmosphere for what they're walking into. I'm walking around with my camera rig where now I'm looking at people transform in their minds that this is not a regular event. This is not something that we just regularly walk into. We move as a unit. Johnny's taking photos. I'm getting video. I'm interviewing while I'm shooting, and I'm asking them questions of like, you know, why are you willing to stand in line for an event like this? Why are you, what do you want to take away from tonight? Listen, you stand in line for over an hour. I hope that you are coming to expect something to change your life, to change the mindsets that we have. We do a lot of things in life, and these are the things that we're going through and we're setting up. And now I'm being imparted with the expectations of all of these people. It's a block long line of people who are just wanting to see and wanting to hear something, right? Something that will change the position that they are in to where they want to go. We all been there. I'm there right now, feeling an urgency of there's something more for us, right? And I'm leading to something because the title of E.T.'s book is You Owe You. Man, what an experience. We shoot, we're getting all these things, and now it's time. The room is filled from every corner and crevice you can stash somebody. People are standing up, just trying to be prepared to take notes, trying to be prepared to not miss this moment. Events like that are the epitome of what I love to do. Some people like to sit at home and chill. I like to be in a room that's filled with expectation and atmosphere. And I love documenting it, right? Because I'm capturing things where people get to be reminded of that moment that change existed. See, a lot of times, even on my journey, in my weight loss journey, I cannot pinpoint when I lost the weight. I cannot begin to tell you the exact moment that change happens. Sometimes we only get to witness it in the post side of that metamorphosis. But this room, man, this room was full of people expecting. I saw people with pens and pads. I saw people with iPads. I saw people with their recording devices. And it just charged the atmosphere in a way where everybody was expecting to leave differently than we arrived. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation like that, but man, it's amazing. So the staff, I can tell by staff moving quickly now that something is happening. So we make our way across the courtyard and I said, hey, what are we looking like? What's going on? Hey, Lo, they're about to pull up. They're about to arrive. So I get Johnny. I said, hey, man, it's time. It's go time. And E.T. and Wall Street Trapper and Leon, I'm going to just say Leon. E.T. and Leon are meeting with the VIPs first. Now, one thing I don't like to do is be intrusive. Once again, and if you're a videographer, if you're a photographer, our jobs are to document, not be in the way. Sometimes you see creatives who are hired to document, y'all want to be a part of the party and the event. There may be time for that at some point at the end of the night, but you are supposed to sit in the moment to see everything, to follow the vibe and the wave of what's going on. But most importantly, you're there to be supportive of the help that anyone needs. E.T. ended up seeing some people that he knew that came out to support him. So he was like, hey, somebody get a picture of this. Now, some of the photographers, it was chaotic, man. We were moving in and out. And I have my rig, but one thing I always try to do is keep a camera with me. So thankfully, I had my trusty Fuji around my neck, even though I'm walking around with this big rig on and I'm shooting. And his assistant said, hey, the video guy has a camera. He can take the photo. And I could. And I said, I got you. Go ahead. I set up, take the photos. ET says, make sure you get with me and my team. I want that photo. I need your information. I need that photo. Yes, sir. That's all I say. Yes, sir. I know he's doing things. I know he's moving. Once again, be present, be supportive. Don't be in the way. But you can feel the love for him. You can feel the anticipation still growing. And then as I pivot out of the way, I noticed this father that brings two kids up, like 8 or 9 years old. And he says, hey, my kids they wanted to meet you. I pay for the VIP for them so that they can meet you. And ET says, y'all know who I am? The little boy says, yes, sir, Mr. ET. I listen to your videos every day. Me and my sister. I watch this man who has over 12 million. I think he has over 12 million followers on YouTube, or his numbers are substantial. Millions of followers, millions on millions of views. I watched him be present in a moment where he realized that even at this stage of his career, the people we impact is why we do what we do. You listening right now, you watching right now. I don't take it for granted that you're listening to the sound of my voice, that you're trusting me to impart something in you that will make you different than you were when you started listening to this podcast. ET stopped to acknowledge 2 8 and 9-year-old children because of their passion for what he imparts into the world, the change he wants to see. We get a photo of that. We get video of that. And then I hear someone say, all right, Mr. Thomas, it's that time. Before he goes out, he stops and he looks me in the face. He looks me right in the eye. Boom. I mean, like, locks in. And he says, come here, man. I come over, grabs my hand, pulls me in, gives me a hug, man. Like, you don't know me from Adam. He embraces me, hugs me, and he just pulls me in tight, man. Like, and there was just this energy I felt that I don't really experience with a lot of people. And he looks at me and he says, man, you special. That's it. Says you're special. Still holds me, embraces me. Then he leans back and he looks me in the eye again and he smiles, right? So I said, all right, sir, I'm gonna go get prepared. I go out. Sometimes we think we meet people for an opportunity, right? Sometimes we think we meet people for things we want. But sometimes you meet special people like this for them to just give you a simple embrace that lets you know that what you feel, what you're facing, what you're desiring isn't it isn't something that you're crazy for feeling. It's not something that you should run away from, because you owe you. Nobody owes us anything. I was talking to my wife earlier today. I'm reflecting on things I'm doing and where I'm giving my time. And E.T. talked about something that really stuck with me while I was filming. And I wanted to have it cut up today for the podcast, but I wasn't able to get it finished in time, right? But he talks about how we trust and desire other people to save us from the things that we want to remove from our lives. We don't like our jobs. We want our manager to fix it. We want our CEO to fix it. We want our coworkers to push us to be different or to do something different. In our relationships, it's the same thing. You neglect the fact to realize that you deserve to be happy. That there's nothing wrong with you putting you first. At the end of the day, you owe you. I love how passionate E.T. was. He doesn't hold his tongue. He doesn't hold back. And sometimes the tough love is the love we actually need. How long do we go through life wasting the time that we've been given? He gave an example of, he gave two examples, and I'll share these as we start to wrap, right? So in the Bible, Moses was a baby born that was identified to be someone that was going to be a change maker. To the point that Pharaoh, the king at the time, said, kill every child between 0 and 2 years of age, because I don't want to take a chance of this guy making it into a season where he could disrupt everything that we've built. But the beautiful thing about it was that Moses was so called for what he was doing that even water and death couldn't kill him, couldn't stop him, couldn't overcome him. And the very people that were seeking to destroy him nurtured him to the very place that he needed to be. Sometimes I wonder if we are in these jobs, or if we're in these places, if we're in these relationships, for them to nurture us long enough for us to become who we are meant and supposed to be. Moses went on to do amazing things. He went on to change culture. He went on to lead people. And even though he did that, he still doubted himself. E.T. talked about this. He said, Moses, even when it was time for him to step into the role that he was meant for, he was born for, right? He still said, consider my brother. He's better. He's well spoken. He has all the charisma of what I think people are looking for. But the sad thing was that that's not who was called to lead. And I want to encourage you today, because You are Moses. You were called. The last thing I want to leave is this other example he gave of a master gave five servants all different talents. One he gave 2, one he gave 5, one he gave 10, so forth. And he left. And when he returned, he realized that some of them didn't do anything with the talent that they had. Some of them just held on to them. Some buried them in the sand, in the ground, for fear that someone would take their talent. But then there were some who took their talent and multiplied it. That's how we get to hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." That's how we hear that the life we're leading is worth having, because we're doing something with the gifts and talents that we've been given. I want to encourage you today as we end this podcast, episode 82, to remind yourself daily that you owe you. You owe it to yourself to go all in on your skills, on your abilities, on your desires for yourself, for your life. Nobody owes you anything. The only person that owes you is you yourself. I hope this podcast helped, man. If you tuned in, if you're listening, listen, man. It was an amazing experience spending the day with E.T. and Wall Street Trapper. And out of everything that I got was that I have to double down on who I am. So if you're a business, a brand, or you're someone who is in need of services that are not just like cookie cutter, that's a little bit more than just what you will go sign up and receive from just the standard, call me. Go beyond expectations, baby. I don't know what else to tell you. What you get with working with me is a uniqueness about motivation and strategy and all the creativity that God can give, and opportunities to be on a journey like I am, where you too can impart into others about the countless times that the supernatural or the things that don't ordinarily take place become your normal. I appreciate you listening, man. Shout out to the Loyalty Crew over on Patreon. I love y'all, man. I could not do this without you. Patreon merch is available. You can get the link in the bio or the description below. And man, shout out to I Got It Made. Shout out to my sponsor, Blue Organic, who keeps me just on track, man, with my soreness, all of the things with my CBD sports cream and all the beautiful things that it helps me with, and the pains that I may end up with and have. Blue Organic is that place to suit all your needs naturally. Until next time, man, listen, go be great. Go do something to add value to yourself. And remember, you owe you. Till next time, man, I thank y'all for watching. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.